this morning. It rained all night. Put water in the banana plant Hugelkultur holes that I was planting yesterday. So I decided to come on the back side of the pond and hopefully get some planted. I love the fact that it's overcast because the sun's not on me. I hope the fog lasts for a while, but I'm sure this is Florida. The sun will be out shortly. So let me try to beat the sun. Okay, so I'm out here first thing in the morning and I forgot to bring the video out. I was just so excited it was overcast. Disappointed that some of my holes filled up with water in the Hugelkultur banana plant area by the flagpole. But I'm over here working on the back side and you can see how foggy it is. Spooky out, but it's cooler out. So this is my daily workload. And when I remember, I'm gonna videotape it to show you what I do on a daily basis and how I do it to be successful. So right now I'm working on planting banana plants and my garden at the same time because we're in September and that's my fall planting season. But for right now, this morning, I'm starting out with the heavy work, which you can't do in the sun because you just overheat. It's way too hot. So I'm taking advantage of the fog and the overcast this morning, and let's see what I can get done. You know, they say a photo is worth 1,000 words. Well, it's true. I like looking at photos to learn, but on my channel, I'm not just going to tell you about how it's done. I'm going to show you how I do it, and I'm going to show you the results that I get. So if you decide to plant banana plants or any other fruit tree in your yard, you'll know what's a good way to plant them to keep the roots moist, so they always have moisture and they don't dry out. And hopefully you'll get something out of this. Okay, what I'm doing is first I measure and I place PVC pipes exactly where I want to plant my plants, my fruit trees or my banana plants. In this case, banana plants. Then I'll go ahead and till to break up the topsoil to make it easier to dig. Then I'll dig a square hole and go pretty deep, right around 3 feet. And I'll put chips on the bottom, and then I'll put my compost in there. In my case, I have plenty of horse manure. I put horse manure in there. I plant the tree, or I plant the banana plant, or whatever I'm planting. Then I level it out, and then I put chips on top to retain the moisture. And this is how it goes. So the reason why I started recording and made a YouTube channel, because locally I got so many friends and neighbors that want to know how all my permaculture, all my banana plants, all my fruit trees, and all of my garden looks so good year after year. I mean, it definitely looks like a pro did it, and basically did. I've been gardening all my life, so I consider myself a pro. And just don't take my word for it though. Go back and look at a lot of my past videos of the garden and of the banana plants and everything else that I planted, and you'll see how good they look. And the reason why they look good is because I take the time and I prep everything properly, and I fertilize and I compost and I make my own compost tea. There's a lot of things that go into it, and hopefully you'll pick something up in some of these videos that you watch, and you'll start gardening like a pro pretty soon and start getting the results that I get. I always say the proof is in the pudding. Well, my video's got the pudding, so check it out. When I dig the hole deep, all this dirt that comes out, I go ahead and I level it around. It creates about another foot in height, and I want this whole area over here to be a foot higher from here all the way to my Mexican sunflower. So I don't take it out and discard it. I'm actually utilizing it right here in the same area I took it out. So this hole is going to get filled with compost and manure, and this is the ground, so it's going to be about that high along with everything else, and from here all the way that way is going to be that height. But I'm starting here and going that way because I don't have the fill yet to do that. And the way I'm going to get my fills, I'm going to stack up wood chips like that real high, and over time that's going to turn into pure organic compost, and that's the soil. All my yard's going to have about a foot or more of good, rich, dark, composted soil that I made. Hardly any of my garden or the plants that I plant are in Florida soil. 99% of them are in compost that I made. Okay, I'm right up here to my hip, a little bit below it, crotch, whatever. So I know I'm a good distance down. If I was to measure, I'd measure right here, and I'm up to that line. That's where I want to be. Even though it's overcast and cool this morning, whew, you sure do work up a sweat doing this kind of work. So right now I got to do a number of things. I'm going to go ahead, hopefully cool off for one, go get some chips, and I'm going to fill up the bottom over here. And this is what the bottom looks like. Right there. You can see some water's leaching in because it's right here on my pond. And if you look, it's a little below the water level over here, so it's leaching in. Okay, I think that's a good thing. And what I done was, give you the history, I dug this pond with my Kubota. I still got to go a little deeper, but it keeps filling up with water, so I got to wait for a dry spell to get down deeper. But it's fine with me because I could do my planting and eventually I'll get back in there, or I'll pump it out and get back in there, or get an excavator to do it. Either way, it's going to get done. It's about right around between 10 and 12 feet, depending on what area you go to, because, you know, I go down like this, so the middle is a little deeper. And I built it so all the way around I could put banana plants and other tropicals. The reason why I'm going to put banana plants around this is banana plants consist of basically all water. It's about 90-something% water. Look it up. And for them to be on the pond, I keep the corm up and above the water table, and then I got my compost, and then I have my chips. The roots will find their way down. They grow up to 5 feet, and if they want that water, the roots will suck up the water. But the main banana plant is above the water. You don't want to plant your banana plant below the water table. It, like any other plant, is going to get root rot. So always above the corm, and the roots will go down below. So with that said, let me go get some compost, put it in this hole so I can plant a banana plant. I'm planting them one at a time, because if I dig all the holes like I did up front and it rains, the holes will fill up. But if I do them one at a time, I can see what each hole looks like. It'll be planted, it'll be fertilized, it'll be watered, it'll be mulched, and it'll be happy, and it will be growing as I wait to do all the rest of them. Just like I did my other two Blue Java plants right here. This is going to be Blue Java right here. So let me go get some mulch, and let me go get a Blue Java plant, because it's going right there. Be right back. Okay, so here I am at a Blue Java, Blue Java, Blue Java, Blue Java. I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to set it right over here on the mulch to save a trip. I'm doing 2 trips in one. Okay, that looks good. Okay, here's my Blue Java. Okay, so let me go ahead and put mulch down. Okay, so that bucket is a yard, so that's about 3/4 of a yard of chips in there. And there you go, that's what the chips look like. Okay, so let me go ahead and move the tractor so I can plant. Okay, I got rid of the rest of that mulch for now, and I got a yard of horse manure. Whew, I could feel that sun. As soon as it came out, I could feel the heat. Okay, now I gotta come up about a foot, so I'm gonna go get me another bucket. I'll be right back. Okay, back with another yard of manure. Okay, here's the center right here. And that's the center right there. So, I want to go ahead and fill it around with the soil I dug out. Okay, I got to back up the tractor so I can get to that side. Okay, the reason for putting this here is, you see how high this is? I want it to be about a foot higher over the water. So by doing that, I'm building up the ground so later on the grade will be a foot higher. I want them up. Okay, you can probably see I'm about a foot higher. I'm going to build this up higher over here, but I wanted this Florida soil to be up higher because eventually it's all going to be even. Got to start somewhere. These double-sided rakes are good. This has long tines and that has short, just enough to grab the sand above the grass. So you probably see I keep flipping it. Okay, it's nice and compact. Doesn't take much for sand to get compact. Okay, pretty much that's good enough. A little bit more on this side, make it level. Whew. And then I'll bring this up even more. And remember, when you plant a banana plant, you bury it up to the corm just above it, you could put up to 3 feet of mulch on top, and that mulch will turn into compost, so you could always build the ground up higher as they keep shooting up new pups. Okay, so straight out from that is right there, and straight out even is there, right there. That's the center of the hole right there where I'm going to plant, so I'm perfect. Okay, out from this, that's the center, and this way and that way, I got to keep it uniform, that's the center. So right here, square, is the manure. I'm going to build it up a little bit more. Or better yet, let me get my level. Okay, so what I decided to do was I got a level. I got a mallet and some stakes. I'm going to run a stringer so I know that there's no big dip. We'll put one over here. Okay, so that's level with that plant, and I want to keep it level, so okay, so if I take this, perfect. Okay, so right here, I ran a stringer down there to over there to the top of the pot that I planted the Blue Java in, and pretty much this is level all the way through. So you can see how much I'm coming up, and I did that by eye, but I wanted to be sure. So this whole area is going to be a foot higher. So if the lake ever gets overfilled, it's a foot higher, and it's above the water line. So hopefully that works out. So let me get all this level. Because now if I take this and do this, that's level. And if I do it this way, that's level. So I got a pretty good level on eye because I grade with the tractor a lot. And pretty much that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and put some more horse manure there. When I dig it out, it's going to go higher. I'll spread it out. And then the mulch goes on top of that. Okay, the bottom of that pot goes to about there. Okay, so that looks good. Okay, here's the roots. That looks pretty good. That's some of my chop and drop. So right over here, I'm close to being level. That's good. Okay, so that's level, that's straight with that. That's making the turn. This looks nice. Everything's good. Good to go. Let me bury it. Okay, here's the top of the plant right here. Okay. So I planted a Blue Java. I got more manure in there, so I'm going to go dump it. Then I'm going to come back and try one more. Okay, I got the mulch. Let me just finish up over here. Okay, so from that string, this is level with that, and I got to continue. I'll show you what I'm talking about. See, that stringer I ran goes right over that mulch pile from the first banana plant to the second to the third over here. And then it's going to continue, and you can see the height difference. So that difference in height right there is how far up I'm bringing the soil, and that soil will continue over to those, and then continue back over here on a little bit of a slope. I'm sloping everything from the house over here, so all rainwater goes into my ecosystem. Eventually, this ecosystem is going to be a filtration system for a koi pond that I'm going to put in. Plus, the pond is going to water my garden eventually. So, you got to start somewhere. It's going to take, you know, a couple years. Okay, so there it is. All right, back at you.